Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Tavern League, where we play Dungeons & Dragons using Fantasy Grounds Unity. It is important to note that Unity is still in beta mode, and so is not an accurate representation of actual gameplay as it is not the full release of the engine. This is a playthrough of the official module Hoard of the Dragon Queen, set in 5th edition rule set. So go ahead and put... Ugh, my god. Gotta practice this crap. Go on ahead and pour up a tall glass, or a mug of your favorite mead. The sneaky paladin is filling up quick with adventures, waiting to hear the latest tale. Remember, you can drink, but take care not to get too drunk, for the paladin is always watching. This is the Tavern League. There we go. Beautiful Monday morning. Yeah, beta is almost done. It's looking great. I am very happy with what the guys have done. Let's see what we get. Oh man, 10 a.m. is just too early for me. A little bit too early. Oh, it says part 1. It's supposed to be part 3, session 2. Thank you for catching that. There we go. Yeah, just fixed it. Thank you for that. I don't know how I completely missed that. All right. Let's see. Are we ready?
Yep. Sorry, forgot I was muted, so.
We ready? Where? Oh, there it is.
Seem to be missing some folks.
Yes. Okay, so we're missing Freddy. Who else are we missing?
Nicole.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Alright, well, it's not the end of the world. Freddy will probably be showing up a little later. He must have something going on with work. Then I don't know what Nicole's up to. So I messed up. My thermostat, my girlfriend keeps changing the damn heat settings all the damn time. So I locked it out, but I forgot the password. so now it's locked into the settings that I wanted it to be, but I can't remember. I don't know the password to get it unlocked. Yeah, so I have to call the people to see if it's possible to like unlock it. Otherwise, I might just have to buy a new thermostat. So that sucks.
That's not what
Probably
you want.
Yeah.
Probably a reset button or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's a touch screen. It's a color touch screen. So. All right. So. I'm gonna go ahead and get it started, if you guys don't mind. So, in this episode, our heroes find themselves atop a cliff face, an expansive hollow cut out in the middle of a plateau. This is where they had found the Cult of the Dragon. It is nighttime, and though it is dark out, with just a little bit of moonlight, they are basked in the light of fires atop, for they have just completed ascending the canyon wall. After a long, arduous battle on top between Noct, the half-orc barbarian, and many a scout. So now here they sit victorious, with time going by that they need to escape. Ooh, there's Nicole. She's in.
Yeah, we're here.
All right.
Check, 1, 2.
Yep, we hear you.
Hey, sorry for being a handful of minutes late, guys.
That's all right. It's not too bad. We're only just starting.
I appreciate you reining in the rage, Ryan.
Okay, so you guys are just about to you're able to escape with time dwindling down for this opportunity. The way is clear, and with some of the prisoners scattered about in the lower parts of this plateau, you may venture out. With Langdedrosa lying at the bottom, not dead, but not moving. And so,
just a quick question.
Yes.
Would there be damage done to him if I get off the edge?
that was kind of muddled. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
You faded out there, dude. Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes my internet acts a little wonky.
You should be.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It just kind of it muddied at the very end. Couldn't really tell what the
Okay.
words were.
Sorry. I was just wondering if Ondar urinated off the edge of the cliff onto the half dragon, would that cause him any damage?
Emotional damage.
To you? To you or the half dragon?
Psychic damage.
It'll do
At
emotional
least give me a
damage.
heads up so I can look away, please.
It would probably do emotional damage.
He doesn't like that guy.
Understandable. All right, so I think we can definitely continue this story. So,
guys, we gotta go.
Is my shoulder still dislocated, right?
I don't think you ever popped it back into place. No.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I figured I'd check with you.
Can I roll a medicine to attempt to pop it back in?
Sure. Oh yeah, I'd say that's definitely good enough. So Freddy walks over, noticing that you are in pain, kind of seeing your.
Do you mind if I adjust your shoulder real quick?
I suppose. At least you ask before you place your hands on me.
Brother Cole, there's something you need to know.
And starts drinking some more wine.
You're doing a lot of that.
We'll just blame it on a blackout.
So as Freddy walks up to me and asks, I put my shoulder towards him and look away.
Can I give it a good old jolt and pop it back in the socket? I assume with 18.
A bit of burning pain courses through your shoulder, Ireva, as your shoulder pops back into place. But after a few minutes of that pain, or a few moments of that pain, you are able to move your fingers again, and slowly you work your shoulder around in its socket, feeling the use of it once more.
Take a breath in through my teeth. I look at Freddy and I say, "Thank you. That was of great help. I do appreciate it."
Oh, you're more than welcome, madam. Any other time you need of assistance, please let me know.
You can call me Ireva.
Ah, Ureva. My name is Freddy. Pleased to make your acquaintance. However, pleasantries can wait. We need to go.
Agreed.
Friends, the cave. The cave bothers me. It worries me.
I said we go north, try to make a break for the way we came in. Better than getting lost in the mountains. Is this what? Has everyone turned mute? Hello?
Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Sorry.
I say we go north. Agreed? Try and make our way through the canyon we went through.
Sounds good.
Take off at a sprint, shouting at the prisoners, "Follow us! Follow us!"
The prisoners booked ass, man. They climbed down the side of the hill.
He said that there were a few of them around, and only 2 fell down the cliff. So,
Yeah, I think the only person up here with us is Leosin. The other was either no longer with us or took off down the slope to get away from the murder.
or the map is just not big enough, and they're still within earshot. You never know.
So where are we going? Which direction? North, you say? I mean, north on my map is back into the frickin' valley.
I mean, we came from
I don't-
northwest.
Yeah,
and
I don't
looked at the map.
see a map.
So if you remember over here, this is an overview,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
So you do have to travel north in order to get back to Greenest.
'Cause
But
we're like right here, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
you just have to circumvent
Yeah.
around a little bit.
Andor's going to repeat that the cave at the west eastern end of the valley concerns him. They have dragon eggs in there.
Well, we don't know they have dragon eggs in there.
Leosin said they did, didn't he?
Spoiler alert.
Why aren't we moving? Let's go.
Yeah, Leosin comes over and he's like, yes, I did mention that, but gents, if you may believe, we're still in danger. Perhaps we should go. And then he goes off.
Yeah, like I'm booking. Like I told you, I'm already running. I'm already gone.
I have one concern about going that way, is that is where all of the camp raiders will also be going and meet us at the mouth of this thing. I just think we should probably taper off in the direction they can't easily walk. We go out that way. That's literally how they have to exit, is my point. And so we would kind of meet at the same place, and they would probably get there first, as they don't have to cover the shitty terrain up here and climb down multiple times and then up, I think. Just a thought.
I offhandedly say we could just shoot them all.
There are way too many, Lady Elf.
Also, not all of us have that.
I roll my eyes slightly and I say, I suppose I'll follow along with you gentlemen. Make sure you don't get in more trouble.
Just suggesting maybe we cut west and then a little bit south and hook around so that we don't walk directly into their soon-to-be marching orders. Mostly because I'm not in the best of shape. Neither is Ontar. Your two frontliners are not in the best of ways right now. Boy, forgot about the part where you got hit with that lightning breath and you look pretty rough.
I didn't forget it. As Ondar walks by Noct, he says, well, fault up here, my friend. Claps him on the shoulder. Hits him with a little bit of lay on hands.
Just a tap, top off. Like, yeah, there was, they kinda just kept coming at me. I don't exactly know.
I'm with Leosin now. Long gone.
Yep, I see that. All right, are you guys ready to move out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we go. I'm just gonna kind of take you.
Mhm. I mean, there's not a whole lot of map for us to move on, so I assumed we'd be new mapping it soon, unless we're gonna really work on the outskirts here.
There it is. Okay, I'm gonna use Noct as the token once more.
Okay. We can close the raider map now. We don't need that one for a while.
Yeah, you won't need that.
Okay.
Which one do we need to open? Are you gonna pop it for us?
This one.
Ooh,
Okay.
fancy.
Big
Fancy,
boy.
fancy.
Did we find out from the prisoners, were these were not only from Green Nest, right? These were, or were these people directly all from Green Nest?
I think before I said that they didn't all seem too familiar, so you would think that they're not all from Green Nest, but it actually says they are. So
We didn't speak
Okay.
to many other prisoners
Yeah.
except for Leosin.
Well, we had pressing fucking matters. My point being, if these people are from Green Nest, which we know at least some of them are, the retaliation from the cult could be directed against Green Nest, so actually maybe we should double time it back there, alert them.
Sure.
We've tried pretty hard to keep them from getting hit a second time. I feel like that might be on the plate just as a safety precaution. But I also think it might be worth, unless, I mean, we're not, it's like night, right? So
Yes.
we're going to be pushing into, because it was more than a day's worth of travel that we did, right? I don't remember how many squares these, or how far a square is.
It was like 3/4 of a day.
Was it like 3/4?
well,
'Cause it's
you rested.
night.
You did rest. So
that's
you
right,
left Green
that's
Nest.
true.
You went to that first camp where you killed the stragglers, and then you did rest. So
Right.
it could be traveled in a day, I believe.
But we're gonna have to push exhaustion if we push all night, considering that. I just wanted to bring that up. I wouldn't be against doing it just to get back there, but it's something we probably need to take into consideration if we're gonna push all night to try to get back there ahead of a possible retaliation that may never come. Who knows? Just put that to the party before I say we double time it to Greenest and then we get there tired.
Oh, it would take let's see. Yeah, you could get there in one day. You could push it with a normal pace, or even a slow pace, actually.
Traveling all night wouldn't cost us anything. Like that wouldn't cost us exhaustion.
Nope. So, if I remember,
okay.
if I remember correctly, it's here. I'll actually pull it up right here. So. If I remember correctly, I think it was like 8 miles away or something. Or at least at one point it was 8 miles away. But in a day, if you're traveling at a normal pace, you can cover 24 miles. I think...
Yeah, if these are like 2 miles, which sounds familiar, then we should be able to make the pace. I just didn't know if
Yeah.
because it's night and we've been traveling
I think
and fighting for a whole day, if that would cost us anything.
Yeah,
If
I
not,
think-
then I say we double time it back.
Yeah, I think each square was like 3 miles, so you could definitely make it
Miles.
back.
Do we have the horses though?
We ditched them.
Yep, you ditched them.
somewhere.
They're in the fields.
So yes, about halfway we ditched them. We could try to find them, but
They're trail horses. They're gonna go home when it's time to eat.
yeah, there's an equal chance of that. I don't know how those horses were trained, but usually horses just go home. I'd say we just double time it back and then we rest when we get there.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Then slowly making our way downtown. Well, I guess we were here, so maybe we go this side of the road and slowly head our way back up to Greenest, through that side. Just off the side of the road to make sure, like, maybe where we're out of line of sight, but we could make an effort to check the road if anybody was there, but we kind of stay off the main since we're not a particularly quiet group.
Okay.
Sorry.
Although, ironically, I always see the disadvantage on this character sheet, but I don't actually have it, and I don't know why it shows it. I don't wear armor. I'm shockingly quiet for a psychotic rage.
In 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. Don't remember. Does anybody remember who Rezimir was? I have him marked down as leader of this camp. I'm assuming it meant the cult. I should put more advanced notes.
My notes do not include Rezimir.
Somebody brought him up to us, but I don't know who.
Okay,
the
so-
large canyon was 4 miles away from Greenest.
Oh, we can make that.
That was my notes. 4 miles to the south by southeast.
Was that from Greenest, or was that from the
From the raider camp. The camp. The raider camp.
Yeah, the
Well,
raider.
yeah,
the
or
raider
halfway
camp.
where
Was
we
that from
stopped,
Green
right.
Est, or was that from the rear guard?
The rear guard.
Okay.
The raider camp.
Yep. Okay. So while you're traveling on the road,
Making
though,
great haste and as many prisoners as we can in tow.
yep. So along the way, Leosin does kind of try to talk to you guys. Do you wish to converse, or are you just kind
I
of...
make eager conversation to try to get as much information out of him as we can. Because if he dies for whatever reason, then we need somebody else who knows this thing.
All right, so he kind of sizes you guys up and in passing comments kind of strikes up conversation. Yeah, I suppose I should call you my heroes, huh?
That's a really strong word, friend.
Extremely strong.
Nonetheless, you have
How,
saved me from the camp along with the other prisoners. I give you my thanks.
well, you're most welcome. You can call us a bunch of lucky fellows. How about that?
Lucky fellows. That's a good name.
No, that will not be our group name. Just telling you that right now.
I like that name.
The lucky fellows?
I do like that.
There is a lady amongst us, yes.
Ah,
How about the Fellowship of Luckies?
Ladies can be in a fellowship. That was never not a thing.
my apologies, ma'am. And he gives a bow, though he is bending kind of roughly from all the bruises and hurts that he has sustained. I'm sorry. I did not notice. You did not seem quite so with the group. I might say.
You can save your vows. You're injured enough as it is. I would not count myself among the group. However, I was there helping you all escape. Just for your notice.
I have noticed. If only I could have stayed just one more day, perhaps.
You would have died.
Better
You
to
would have
lose a
went
day
to
in
stay
your
forever.
life.
Well, it's all left back at the camp now. I did learn much in my time with the camp.
And much is useful.
Yes, it was my goal, my ultimate goal. As you see, I'm a researcher of sorts. My interests had clued me into the internal structure of this cult of the dragon. Their affairs had grown more serious of late, and whereas they seemed to be wholly filled with the zealotry towards raising dragon liches from the dead for the pinnacle of their goals, now it was seen with more worrisome eyes that their sinister plots had turned more towards an as yet undetermined goal. So I took it upon myself to research their movements myself. And as I began to grow more curious of their workings and ultimate goals, for there appeared to be some change within their management and authority figures which directed the cult. It was directed to a new purpose. Of course, required some investigation.
Did you find out this purpose?
Not quite, but I've become aware of a local cell becoming more prevalent in this valley, raising small settlements and villagers, terrorizing wandering bands of merchants and such through my studies and observations. So I kept my ear to the ground and attempted to learn what I could from the little information available. There was little at first. Your typical banditry... excuse me. Typical banditry and dangers of the wild country. Nothing seemed too out of place. Governor Nighthill, I'm sure, did what he could, but no big alarm was raised. But that was only perhaps to those with clouded eyes. For it was curious the concentration of attacks and certain treasures gone missing or taken that pointed to a general commonality between each separate incident. There was obviously a force that was interested in amassing great wealth quickly, and of which had holed up nearby in some base. There was purpose behind the attacks, not mere happenstance by blame of the dangers of travel. And so, I watched closely and cross-referenced my notes, ultimately gathering whatever force was at play must be getting big enough to attack a more well-defended settlement. The logic only fit. I looked around my maps and referenced my notes and everything. It seemed time had come soon that they would be traveling a much bigger settlement. Only one I noticed nearby that seemed to stick out was Greenest. And so I traveled out and waited. I didn't have to wait very long for the cult to show, proving my assumptions correct. A turn of fortune it was, for there was my opportunity to glean more information from the very cult itself, and gain the knowledge necessary to discover their true intentions and hopefully halt their advance before their machinations could really take hold. And I learned much during my internment in camp. Mila, no! Stop! 1 second.
Hey! An angry pup.
That's in the background.
She probably sees a squirrel.
And get ready to fight wolves. They found you.
That's a segue.
I mean, if a wolf has killed one person in this party, it can kill multiple.
Alright, I am back.
Good point.
Welcome back.
I learned much while in camp, though I did pay for it, as you can see. And he has a little bit of a smile on his face, looking down at his bruises. Small price to pay when so many lives are at stake.
You know, there's easier ways to get captured than, letting a whole village get razed to the ground.
But it was my only opportunity. These cultists are very, very secretive, with orders about their what would you call that?
Activities?
No, it's their organization. With orders within their organization, certain symbols, gestures, and garbs, dressings to tell who's who, and they do not like outsiders. You might be wary of some of these prisoners, in fact, for it is not unusual that some of the prisoners get turned on to the cult and join their ranks. But that may be for another time. I know how it must look, but
It looks really bad, dude.
I had to take the opportunity, for this isn't the normal machinations of the cult. I had to learn what was going on, and the only way I could learn that was by infiltrating. And though my first plan may have gone to crap, I got in and learned nonetheless.
Learned what?
So, well, there's these wearers of purple. One being the half-dragon posted in charge of that camp, Resmir. She's a black-hearted soul, just like her scales. Yes, a half-black dragon, half-human. She is a high-ranking officer within the cult. I believe I heard the term worm speaker spoken amongst her and some of her more trusted subordinates. That great beast, Cyanrath, with his twisted sense of honor be damned, one of them.
We have some dealings with that one, yes?
Yes, I had noticed some animosity and intense looks, especially there at the end. Kudos, cutting him loose.
Don't know what you're talking about. We're all friends here.
Ha ha ha. He gives a wry laugh. I did learn some more information. The kobolds were only there because they harbor a worshipful attitude towards dragons, which makes them easy for Rezmir and the other high-ranking cultists to manipulate. But they are not well liked or trusted by the other races, seeing them more as mere fodder rather than actual cultists in and of themselves. Not everyone there is a full-fledged member of the cult. Many are new initiates working towards full acceptance, as I had alluded to before. Some being prisoners, now seeking acceptance within the cult. Many are also simple mercenaries, hired to flesh out the camp's strength during raids or if it were to come under attack. And they don't do any of the dirty work themselves, the cultists. They use slave labor to build their posts and whatnot. Also, it's a lot of food to supply. The cultists hire out hunters and some nearby dealers to bring in antelope and other large game from the grasslands to feed the camp. But what's curious is they seem to bring in a lot more than what the camp demanded. Great wagons piled high with game, disappearing into the cave to the right. And at that he kind of pauses to catch his breath, for traveling at a normal pace in his condition is wearisome to him.
So Undar will look at Ureva and ask her in Elvish if she has been providing assistance to the camp, if that's why she was there.
My head jerks back, and I blink 3 times. Shocked that you would ask that question, not only period, but in Elvish. And I respond in language. Is that the response I get for being there to help you? I can appreciate the lack of trust at this point. However, I can assure you that is not the case. And I'd also like to assure you, should you think of that again, we may have more problems between us.
Undar grins and he says, I'm trying to think how to put this. He continues in Elvish and he says, "No, I was asking if you were using the fact that you're skilled with a bow as a means to gain access to the camp, not if you are beholden to them or wishing to join the cult."
Good. I'm still going to count that as a strike for you, however. I do appreciate that you wouldn't dare ask me such a question.
Trust me, if I thought you were a member of the cult and a worshiper of whatever deity they seem to be following, we would have already had a contest.
Good. I was sent here to investigate this cult, as my people have learned that there is extreme sinister action going with wanting to raise this dragon, and this simply can't be allowed. So, I took it upon myself to come here and see who I can stop, and kill as many participants in this dastardly action as I can.
I think she'll fit in just nicely. What about you guys?
Undar nods, extends a hand.
I extend my hand in return. Say, if we can respect each other's mutual goals, this may be alright.
COVID, elbows, guys.
Undar does the warrior handshake, hand to forearm kind of thing, and introduces himself. I am Undar Stillhawk from the city of Zasapur in Tether. Well met.
My name is Ireva. I don't think you need to know my second name, but you can call me Ireva. Good to
Very
meet
well.
you as well.
So while he's shaking hands with her, he tosses his last little bit of lay on hands on her.
All right.
Giggity.
You feel a warm tingling flood through you, Ireva. Feeling a little bit more energized with
That
healing
starts at the
energy.
arm, okay? Just to make it clear.
I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be hard for me to remember it wasn't you, because the voice. Well, thank you, warrior. That's very appreciated.
Undar turns to Leosin and says, "What is this cult about? We've heard several references to..." He looks at everybody else, Freddy in particular, and he says, "What, they mentioned Tiamat, I believe?"
Ah, yes. The cult of the dragon. It's always had harbored a worship for the Queen of the Damned, Tiamat.
The bitch.
Yes, quite a bitch indeed. Its beginnings began through the interpretation of a prophecy. I don't remember the exact words, but something along the lines of dead dragons will inherit the world through some words spoken through her evil self. Whereas before, the leader, the once leader of the cult, directed it to raise dead dragons into undead liches to fulfill the prophecy. I think the new leadership has taken a different interpretation. What that interpretation is, I'm not entirely sure, but what I have seen in the camp does worry me. All kind of sprouting from that eastern side in that eastern cave. Great wagons of dead carcasses going within and coming out without their charges. Cult has ranged far and wide on small raids to collect treasure as well. Treasure goes in, it does not come out. And only the highest ranking officers are allowed within. It is off limits to all who have been cleared by Resmir and another high-ranking officer, Frulam Mondath, including a handful of guards and kobolds. It's known around camp as the nursery. Excuse me.
Nursery.
Yes.
Okay, nursery.
Nursery. Excuse me, my wounds. It's not so easy to speak at the moment. It is an open secret that Resmir plans to hatch a clutch of dragon eggs there. It is my suspicion that this is fully true and honest for the purpose of that cave. Though I don't know how deep it goes, I would reason that there is a great number of dragon eggs there.
I mean, maybe I'm dumb, but do dragon eggs need carcasses?
I think they must have amassed a collection of carcasses to feed the dragon eggs when they hatch. Or perhaps many of them have hatched already. I do not know, but if ever a prisoner fell behind, they too were brought to the nursery, never to see the light again.
It's a lovely day we're having, isn't it?
So the cave is known as the nursery. Treasure goes in, does not come out. They're taking heaps of meat in there, and you say they have eggs, dragon eggs.
Yes, I have not seen them. I suppose it's important to note, but I am entirely sure of it.
How entirely?
Everybody around camp knew. It was an open secret, though it was not meant to be discussed, as you can imagine. Those that would be interested in joining a cult can't help but talk about it. Especially amongst their own. Talking about the nursery, talking about the eggs, talking about the shipments of meat, and making their little jokes about the prisoners and their purpose within the nursery should they fall down. It was a common jibe. You can ask the prisoners yourselves.
I can see the recruitment posters now. Join our cult. We have dragons.
Yes, I suppose to some that might be a good way to gain support. Though for most, I would say the fear of dragons is enough to keep them away.
I wonder if they'll have hors d'oeuvres.
Alas, that is much of the most important information I have learned, though there is a few other tidbits here and there.
Do you know of their future plans? How long they plan to remain here and be active in this area?
Alas, that is the information I was attempting to glean. I had hoped for some more time.
What about other camps? Is it just them, or are there others hidden around this region?
There is certainly more pockets of the cult around all the lands, though this is the biggest, certainly the biggest
concentration.
Concentration. In any land, any land nearby, there are certainly more. Some of the most important figures that I could reason were in this camp. So its importance is certainly paramount. You have Cyan Wrath. You have Resmir. You have Frulam Mondath. Cyanrath, being Mondath's right hand, seldom far from her side. Resmir had came to the area only a few months ago, I had gleaned. She was the one that set up the camp. Mondath handled the everyday operations. I did not get the sense that they were entirely worrisome of their position being spotted, being somewhat lax in their guard duties.
Something tells me in the future they will not be so lax.
I wager not. The mighty, lucky ones such as you, having struck a great blow, I would wager, if only even in their sense of security. But even with that, our subterfuge and our own secrecy of knowing their position and some of their inner workings thrown to the side now. But I do not weep at the loss of opportunity. It was bound to happen someday. It will be curious to see what measures they take in response.
Curious?
We'll have to see what the people of Greenest want to do. They've been severely weathered in the recent attack. It might be impossible to defend another raid for them.
Yes, curious. A cult with the inner organization such as them. It's hard to tell exactly what they will do in response. It's not like you're defending a town. More just defending your position, I guess, or perhaps
An idea.
Yes. The idea, defending an idea.
But what is the idea?
The idea to fulfill the prophecy. Tiamat's prophecy. Though it seems to have taken a different turn as of late under the new management that has moved in. I only wish I could have learned more in my internment. And after some measure of time has passed, you see on the horizon the town of Greenest grows in the distance.
Let us make haste. There's much to discuss.
And many of the prisoners kind of speak more excitedly at this revelation, seeing at least some semblance of safety and home welcoming them back.
Were any of the prisoners paying particular attention to our conversation with Leelson?
Roll me a perception. So, during your conversation with Leosin, because it was kind of lengthy, looking around, kind of taking notice of your surroundings and everything, you did not notice any prisoner kind of leaning in close or anything of that sort.
Okay. Guess we just stroll on back into Greenstead, huh?
Pretty much, I say we go right to the castle.
And speak to that penny waste.
All right. this map now once more. Then you have the cult. You have the prisoners in tow. I'm just not gonna put them on the map.
Right.
Is it supposed to be like mostly black?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta zoom in.
Okay, just making sure I'm not crazy.
Yeah, that's the
line
line
of
of
sight.
sight. So as you move, it'll change and you can see more.
Is there any strange activity? I mean, I know the small town is recovering from the recent raid, but
Okay, so you return to town to find the populace and what's remains kind of making what repairs they can. The outskirts of town are still pretty much left untouched. It is more in the center of town that you see people moving around and boarding up houses or even setting up defenses. You also notice along the road there are some I guess you could say siege defenses, like big boards that could like block off a road.
pop-up concrete barriers.
Yeah, yeah. And though, and you are kind of on the outskirts of town a little bit, so if you were to move up further along the road, that's where you would see that.
Is anyone paying any attention to us as we move in?
There is nobody where you are right now,
Oh, okay.
so.
Ah, I love the smell of dead kobolds in the afternoon.
I'm not ignoring you guys, I'm just doing something else, sorry.
Nope, I feel ignored now. I demand your attention at all times.
I won't lie, my ADD just kicked in with this map, and I'm having fun seeing how the shadows.
Right? Isn't it awesome?
It's pretty fun.
Like, I'm just. If you see me just moving, it's because I'm just. This is entertaining.
Alright, so as you are moving towards the center of town, people do take notice of you, and though there are some startles, they look at you and some certainly recognize you as the people that were here earlier, and they welcome you with grace.
Yeah, we didn't die.
Yep, and so, let's see. You also see the keep. The gates are open. And people are kind of ushering you to go to the keep to speak with Governor Nighthill.
Knock, knock.
I'm waiting for the half-orc to answer.
Sorry, I didn't actually hit enter when I hit BRB.
Knock, knock.
You guys not hear me?
One second.
Yeah, we
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Break.
Oh, a new picture for your Ava.
I know, I just got real excited.
I like that one. Condor kind of hovers at the spot where he fell during the fight for just a second, like a brief, half step, looks down, shakes his head. Quivers a bit for a second.
Warrior, are you sick?
He done died here about yesterday.
Ah,
Flashback of a slight memory that is not pleasant.
I understand. If life were made only of pleasant memories, what would be the...
I would be fat like the governor of this city.
All right. So, as you approach the door, or the entrance, you are greeted by Escobert the Red. Aye, you're back, heroes! Oh, and I see you have somebody in tow. And then he sees Leosin and regards him.
And some of your citizens, yes.
Aye, wonderful. Quick, come inside. I'll bring you to Governor Nighthill.
Unfortunately, we could not save everyone. Things got a little muddled. I look back slightly menacingly at my compatriots.
What?
We
Plants
had a
never survive first contact. Never.
It wasn't even first contact. All you had to do was just walk away.
At this, Governor Nighthill turns around. He's like, "Oh, wonderful. Tell me.
Ireva is... Sorry, Ireva is going to stay outside as to keep an eye on the
Okay.
surroundings.
All
As
right.
she doesn't know who you're going in with, so...
Yeah. Wonderful. Tell me of your travels. What did you learn?
I think Leosin here would be the best one to fill you in on everything. He has much more first-hand knowledge than us.
Did you guys get the quest?
Which quest?
Oh yeah, you
Save
did.
Leosin
Okay. Yeah,
and
Raiders
get a whole
camp
bunch of
in.
information.
Yeah, Raiders camp and find Leosin. Okay.
Speaking of which, where is quest? I don't.
It's in your party sheet. If you go to XP. Do you have that? The party sheet is
I
on
don't
the very.
think we see that. I don't.
No, we do not. Inventory and order. That's all we got.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Set our margin for me. No, hey.
All right. So he says, you brought the monk back. And then he goes over and talks to Leosin. Tell me, do you know anything about the camp? Particularly, I'm interested in where it is and how many there are. Leosin, yes, I know much. I need to rest though. I can tell you all while I'm sitting down, perhaps. Of course. Escobert, can you get a medicine bay ready for him? Surely. And then he goes out and then does his thing. And then Leosin tells him basically where the camp is sited, within a reasonable enough estimate that any scouting party could definitely find it. He doesn't know exactly how many raiders are there, but he has a ballpark number. And then the leaders, he tells them about Frulem Mondath, tells them about Resmir and the half-dragon Cyanrath. And he doesn't know exactly what's motivating these attacks, but he knows that there's something certainly on the east side in the cave with the dragon eggs. Dragon eggs! Oh, Paladin. And then he kind of grips his chest at the mentioning of dragon eggs. We must find out more. We need to know exactly what the reason for these dragon eggs in this cave is. I'm worried at what this means. Not just for Greenest, but possibly the entire region. If they are growing dragons, I don't even want to think of it. Where are they going to strike next? Do you know? And Leosin responds, "Alas, I do not. I was taken from the camp before I could glean such information."
You were rescued, not taken.
Yes, rescued. If you don't mind, I would appreciate that rest. Yes, you may take your leave, monk. And you will all gain the experience for finding Leosin. That is 250 to each. And then Governor Nighthill, once Escobert comes back in, Governor Nighthill directs him to some coin pouches on the side of the room, for which there is gold in there. 250 gold apiece to Ondar, Freddy, Noct, Brother Cole, and Qualwyn. Probably drop that in the party sheet. Okay, there we go. All right. Thank you so much. And this is your reward, as promised. 250 each. I hate to ask this of you so soon after returning, but...
I think you're missing someone.
Who?
There is a sixth that has joined us and aided us in our quest.
Who is that? I only see 5 of you.
She's currently waiting outside, unfortunately. She's a bit on the shy side, it seems.
Ondar goes out and tries to convince her to come in. Tells her that our benefactor would like to meet her. Explains to her that it's a sorry human that is somewhat of a noble in appearance, but not noble in bearing.
Warrior is reading this. noble, more important than me maintaining our safety.
Perhaps you should make your own judgments of him and decide whether you will continue with us or not. He's going to ask us to perform another act for this town. I don't think that your presence out here is needed at the moment.
All right. I will give you my trust for this moment, and I will follow you inside. Alright, so I follow Ondar back inside.
All right. Governor Nighthill regards you as you enter. Ah! Welcome, lady. And then he gives a quick bow. And this is your new ally, I gather?
Correct, Mundo.
Without her, we would not be here.
You have my thanks, warrior woman. And I also believe you have the thanks of your friends here. And though I dies, I do not have the reward for you. It was not agreed upon, but perhaps I can convince you to aid in something else.
Ireva maintains an even demeanor and replies, I did not do what I did for a reward, though your thoughts of considering are appreciated. Depending on what your future quest is, I may be able to assist.
How very noble of you. And he kind of gives a quick bow again and says, noble intentions deserve a reward nonetheless. It is my belief. And then he regards the whole party once more. And after all you've done already for me personally, and for the people of Greenest, I hate to ask anything more from you. But the need is great, and I dare to hope that you can aid me one more time. I need you to return to the cultist camp. You know your way around it now. If the cultists are preparing to conduct another raid, or a large body of them marches away, or if anything substantial is carried into or out of that cave, I need to know. If you have a chance to get into the camp and look around again, that would be the ideal way to spot anything that's changed. And I don't recommend letting yourselves get captured, he adds with a wry smile.
This would be significantly more difficult to do this time around. They know that there are people that know where they are. And they just had a prison break. They would be on high alert.
Aye. All very good points. I do not expect them to change their position anytime soon, so we have time to prepare. I suggest you take a few days, perhaps a fortnight to prepare. You have whatever meager provisions I have available at your behest. I know this is a lot to ask. And I know the time. I know the quest is dour, but I can't just sit with such little information. I need to know what is motivating these attacks. We do not know that yet.
They're trying to get as much gold as possible, as quickly as possible.
But why?
Dragons like gold.
So let's add things up. They have a place they call the nursery. They have eggs. They are stocking up on meat and other provisions and treasure. They're going to hatch the eggs, feed them the meat, and worship the dragons. Maybe? Unleash them on the Sword Coast and all of Faerun?
That I think about sums it up from what we know currently. If they have dragon eggs, I wonder at exactly how many. That is a worrisome thought. You saw how much damage and destruction even one dragon could wreak. Referencing the dragon battle that you guys partook in. Do they sell thermonuclear detonators in Green Ask? Will you at least think on it? I do not think I have any other available parties to take on such a quest.
I have no second thoughts. Something has to be done about this.
Assuredly.
If we're gonna wait a fortnight, it's a long time. There has to be something we can do in the meantime
Well, I
to be
don't know.
productive.
Do we need to wait that long?
It is my suggestion to wait at least a few days to gather supplies and think on a plan, but ultimately I suppose it is up to you, heroes. I just need to know if they are planning to conduct another raid, or if a large body of them marches away. We need to know and send out couriers. Anything substantial carried into or out of the cave, I need to know. I suppose if you could find a strategic position close enough to watch the camp, that is an idea in and of itself as well.
Well, should you not have already sent word to,
At least the neighboring town.
yes, Verduce, Bear Ghost, perhaps even Baldur's Gate?
Sadly, the town took some precedent. And though I have plans for such, I needed all the men I could to try and provision and protect the town in case there was another attack. Though with you making it back, I think that is quite a good sign to say that I can supply such a courier. I will send somebody out at once to notify Burdusk. I think yes, that is a good idea.
So, for what you suggest we do, he's talking to the group. He's pretty much ignoring the quote politician in the room. What shall we do to prepare for this? Brother Ko, Qualamir, Nock, Freddy, Ureva, you are joining me in this?
I am pretty sad, although I do think we could use new sets of rope.
Yes, mine's gone. It did go to a good use, though, did it not? He kind of chuckles at the thought of that dragon horn, or half dragon fall.
It was a good call.
I do have my room myself.
Can always use more. Yes. I'd like 50. Oh, what's the unit of measurement in this game?
50 feet.
50 feet, yeah.
50 feet of hempen rope. 4 for 4.
Certainly. And then he motions over to Escobert, and Escobert leaves the room. Comes back. Here's your rope. Anything else?
Ooh, I could use 1 hand crossbow bolt.
Just one. You only made 1 shot, boyo.
Oh, no, I recovered the rest of it. Thank you very much.
Ah. And then he leaves, and he goes kind of in the armory. Comes back. Tosses the bolt at you. Here you go.
That'll round me back out.
As much as I hesitate to ask, would you happen to have just a handful of arrows? I lost some assisting in the rescue of these prisoners.
Ah, surely. And then, same thing. How many arrows do you want? Because you have 20.
Well, I lost 4. I mean, I don't know. Do I want to just refill the 20?
The quiver's 20.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'll just
Okay.
refill my quiver. I only lost 4.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Never hurts to have a second quiver.
Enough.
Is that allowed?
Yeah. I don't got a problem with it.
I mean, I'll take a second quiver then too.
Okay.
Your range.
So I'll give you 2 quivers, and then you can get 40 arrows.
Quiver, I hardly know her.
Because they go fast sometimes.
And then Escobert kind of he mentions, oh, and by the way, those horses did find their way back home. Wasn't expecting you to let them loose. But and then he kind of looks sternly at you. And he says, but if I'd have known you would let them loose instead of tying them up, might not have given them to you. Horses are are not exactly a commodity. We need those beasts.
We really didn't have the option to tie him up anywhere. It was an open plain, and we had to dismount.
Aye, it is what it is.
We
Just
figured
saying.
they would return. Better they were able to return and evade beasts on the plains than be tied up and sacrificed. Yes?
Aye, I don't mean to be too critical of our heroes. It just the town's supplies are very low. That's something that we definitely need. I just ask that you think on it in the future.
That's why we released them.
We will. We will take your concerns to heart.
Thank you. Now, if you need, we have some empty houses, you know. Now, as you can imagine, if you need a place to rest, I can show you.
I think
Be
long
good.
rest do me very well.
Yeah.
And as you are leaving the keep, Tarba Nighthill kind of calls out, I thank you for considering this new quest, and for everything that you have done for the town and the townsfolk. I wish you a goodwill. And then Escobert kind of brings you over to some of these houses, if you can see.
Yeah.
Map is being real glitchy right now.
Probably because it's big.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Really? I've never mind. We are.
And then Escobar kind of opens the doors and says, "You're welcome inside. These have been vacated."
Thanks, man. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under's gonna look to the west, pray, and then take a nap.
And you have received Night Hill's quest. And then we will complete a long rest.
So, since I only need 4 hours, can I just put myself like right outside the building and be that person that's just like keeping watch?
Yeah, sure. By all means. So you
I don't.
Drake suggests that you hook up big boulder rocks to your or these blinds that look like rocks. You hook them up to the ropes and then lower down so it just looks like rocks rolling down the hill. That's how you're gonna get in it. So blinds that look like rocks, like blinds that you can like go inside and hide in. Hook
Okay.
those up to ropes, and then lower those blinds down the canyon, so it just looks like rocks falling down a falling down a hill.
It's very Star Trek Insurrection. I like it.
That's great. All right, so you guys finish a long rest, sleeping soundly through the night in the safety of the town and the comfort of some beds. Nothing creeps up on you in the night, and you wake up.
Hope not. We're in town.
Yep, you wake up
Oh, damn.
refreshed and feeling great. Fix these. All right, so how long do you want to stay in town?
He's anxious to get back out there. He's afraid they're going to move. Move on to greener pastures or however the case may be. But he would take time to discuss a real plan with Fran.
So is Ureva in our party, or is she still neutral?
She is still neutral.
Yeah, I mean, going back probably makes the most sense because you literally saw, as I recall, he definitely saw you, so he knows what's up, and that's disconcerting.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if it had not been for that moment, it was just a random event that happened. He wouldn't necessarily know what happened, but he
Hold up.
definitely saw you.
Hold up. Freddy had cast Prestidigitation on Ondar the previous session to change his features.
Yeah, he made me look unhandsome and rather plain.
Yep. So, Cyanrath did not recognize Ondar.
does. He did get when he killed me. He did get down in my face. So I mean, he would if he got close probably recognize.
Yeah, if he got close. I think the closest he got was like 20 feet.
Up to hit me with a lightning breath, yeah.
Yeah. I played it that he did not recognize you because
Understood.
because of Freddy's prestidigitation.
Right.
So
As long as he didn't take out the shield.
yeah.
Right, which he did not. He kept it covered and on his back. I didn't equip it until we got to the top of the hill.
I'm just waiting until the reunion when he goes, "That was you."
So
I wake in the morning, I go check on my compatriots. Howdy, gents. How'd you sleep? Nothing. Not that good, huh?
It's
Okay.
been a long time.
I said
Alright.
regularly. I guess I'm not transmitting well.
No, you didn't. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Make sure I mash the button all the way then. Honor will be telling, we'll tell Freddy that he slept well and yourself.
Oh, quite well. In fact, I had a dream about going back to the camp, and that we had succeeded in disrupting them enough that they changed their plans and weren't going to attack Greenest again. But wishful thinking.
They have not returned as of yet.
Yeah, I suppose we can always hope. But I had a thought about actually going back. I believe they think that there was only a small party that managed to infiltrate and break out the prisoners. Perhaps they would think us too, like it'd be a foolish idea for us to return, the very next day, and they might be on slightly less guard after the panic of yesterday.
Perhaps they also have gathered everything they wish from Greenest. It appears their main intent was to gather treasure, yes?
That's true. We did not find any treasure or return any.
Well, we did find a little bit that the kobolds had, but I gave it to the guard in one of our failed plan.
I see.
But we did see that it was transported into that nursery. Does the air quotes in the nursery. By the way, he's sitting in a chair polishing his sword in his field.
Brother Ko, I haven't heard from you recently. Are you faring well?
He's still asleep.
Graft mine.
He's just chugging on his gourd in the corner.
Where's Ureva?
I haven't seen her this morning.
Hopes not to sleep in the same house as 5 random people she just met, probably.
Well, one, I had a whole longhouse to myself, so...
Yeah, she's still posted outside. She is not the most trusting person, so she's just keeping guard. She did her rest.
Unless we saw you, then?
Walked in the house, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I see her out the window, right there. She didn't run off quite yet.
I think she would be valuable asset. We should encourage her to participate with us.
I agree. She also does seem to be, on the kind-hearted side. I think, stopping more people from dying would, satiate her curiosity.
Andar laughs and says, I for a second thought you were going to take friendly, and I would have had to have disagreed with that.
No. Alright, well, you guys get ready. I suppose I'll go ask her and see if she wants to join.
Good luck.
I'd stop Freddy before he goes out
Oh.
and ask. I'm willing to pitch in 50 gold, so she would have some of the rewards of her quest, as she did help us with you guys pitching some as well.
Ooh, that's a good call.
Oh yes.
I don't know about her attacks, but perhaps gold could sway her.
That issue.
And then leave and head out back. Ah! I'll stay back away. Ah, good morning.
Good morning, human.
This human has a name, you know.
Ah, yes, I suppose we've been together for an overnighter now. You care to remind me?
Freddy. And also, I'm not quite human, as you can tell by the slightly pointy ears.
Human enough.
Filthy
Yeah.
half-breed.
I'm a mudblood, I admit. However, as you heard yesterday, we have a potential new quest dealing with this cult, and you seem to have great interest in them. Perhaps our interests could align. We're headed back there to try to gather more information. Mainly, what's inside the cave, that's of substantial note, and what their next plan is.
Our motivations do seem quite similar.
Well then, would you join this merry group of men? I mean, Mary, that's probably right. Look at Noctis, yeah. Yeah. This group of men.
She stifles a small chuckle and contains herself quickly. Says, our goals and our motivations do seem quite aligned, so I would... Happy doesn't seem the word, but I will join you, gentlemen.
Okay, we'll take it as a temporary agreement then. Obviously, there's no pressure for you to stay.
On one condition. You remind that drinker to keep his hands where they belong.
I'll
Sorry,
do my
man.
best. I'll do my best, but he does seem to be the handsy type.
It's like a
Personal
real
space is not his
blackout.
thing.
It's like a real blackout. I love it. He doesn't remember what he did.
As long as that can be agreed to, you have yourself a deal. And this time I extend my hand to Freddy.
All right then. I give you a like a regular handshake.
Alright, I nod at Freddy and then follow him, I don't know, back to the...
All right. Reva is now
All right, gents. I
friendly
got good
with the
news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first?
Bad news.
No longer can you touch her butt. But good news, she has agreed to come with us, at least for the time being.
Cross it off my list.
Be right back.
All right.
Or nod. He looks at your raven and says, so you said your people were concerned. What did you mean by that?
Well, we have heard rumors back where I am from, and based on what I witnessed at the camp, those rumors are true, and every bit of information proves them more so. In fact, there is a will to raise those who should not be raised, and we simply can't allow that to happen.
Necromancy? Is that what you speak of?
Necromancy is not what I would call it, but the raising of dragons, it just can't be allowed.
I do not disagree.
So it seems we all have a common goal, a common motivation, so I look forward to ruining their goals with you gentlemen.
And thus began the story of Ireva and the Loose Work Associate.
Part-time contracted.
The true hero of the group.
That's right. Well, now we need to agree on a time to set out. Do we want to wait a little bit while the hornet's nest dies down?
I happen to agree that the likelihood of us disappearing for a day and a half and then reappearing seems like they're not going to be actively looking for us. I don't know what we do past that other than watch, though.
We have to figure a way to get into the camp and get into that cave. Yes?
Well, I do have a certain spell.
You and your invisibility.
It works, doesn't it?
I'm also quite inept at hiding myself, concealing myself.
I am not.
Nor am I.
I'm okay at it. I mean, the real benefit for me is the magic, obviously.
Make use of what we have, the abilities that we have to somehow get all of us in there.
I think the ability we have to get in there at that point is hacking and slashing, and it seems like
Yeah.
the way we die in that camp.
I think the only-
Looking at the camp, looking at the map, if we came in from the north, that would buy you a lot more time. Because last time you barely got in before invisibility would have worn out. And I
Oh,
don't think
this
you've
ti-
gotten any additional spell slots, have
Oh,
you?
this- No, but this time we know exactly where the camp is, so we do not have to take the canyon route.
Right, we could descend the wall to the cave now,
Mm-hmm.
but we have to make sure that any guards are not looking in that direction at all.
Or just kill them.
And it'll take a lot of time to do so, all the while there is those roving patrols, which have probably been doubled now.
Also, shit, I have a Cyan Wrath. Cyan Wrath tent is like spitting distance from the cave.
All the more reason for the person to see into the cave cannot themselves be seen.
You're thinking of only one person entering the cave?
Just a scouting mission. We don't need to take anything. We don't need to kill anything. Just
True.
need to see what's in there.
Yeah, if we came in from the north, there's that guard tower that would lead you down. If we could be quiet enough to get close, send you in that way, that would buy you a pretty significant amount of time to get in and out.
And again,
But
it
you
does
are
not-
gonna go in there and on alone, man. If something goes bad,
It's going to go bad big. I know. It
Yeah.
also does not have to be me. It is any person that I touch. I just need to remain focused for a set amount of time.
fair point. Fair point.
Drake Takes says maybe you guys can disguise yourself as some of the meat slabs that are being brought in. Who wants to be a dead deer?
I'm actually thinking, the providers have said meat.
I like that idea better.
the providers
He's
of
not
the...
adverse to the idea of a single person sneaking into the cave under the guise of invisibility and just finding out what's in there to begin with. I mean, that is what the governor wants, right?
Correct. He wants to know what's in the cave. He asked us to return the raiders' camp and offered us 150 GP each to do so. If the cultists are preparing another raid, or a large body of them marches away, or if anything substantial is carried into or out of the cave, he wants to know.
Well, perhaps somebody being invisible and sneaking into the big top tent there might not be a bad idea.
I had also considered that. I do have 2 uses.
Per day.
Per day.
You know, we're close enough to keep an eye on this place. We can spend a single day there. If they don't, take off and pack up and move off somewhere else, we're not pressed for time.
The other
Unless we
difficult
find out they're doing something, really big that needs to be averted right away.
Alright, so we have the cave plan figured out. I'll do my best to just get in there with invisibility.
Yeah, if you don't get into a fight, you shouldn't, or trip and fall and take damage.
No, you can take
Exactly.
damage and not stop being invisible. You just can't attack anybody.
Well, I'd have to roll a concentration check, I believe.
Right, but to take
Yeah.
damage. Yeah.
I suppose that's true.
Mhm.
But the second part of this is how do we get information about them potentially preparing another raid?
It would
just-
be in the
do we
tent, right?
Do we just wait?
No, yeah, I thought you were going in the tent
Okay.
to
Oh, so we're
to
doing-
eyeball their plans. Well, it would be on the way. You gotta go pass by the tent to get to the cave.
We're doing 2 birds, 1 stone, basically, then?
Well, you said you only got 2 invisibilities in a day, so that will probably be for the best.
Alright.
Poke your head into both, take a look around, invisible your way back out.
Perhaps there's a to-do list on a desk or something,
Maybe a big map with an X over it, and then like a big circle.
Right.
Perhaps.
Maybe a knife stabbed into it. That way we really know they're gonna hit that place.
Yeah. We could potentially get lucky. Who knows?
Big X marks the spot.
And if the
3 days written on it.
And if the first raid doesn't work, then we can back off into the hills, keep an eye on the movements in and out of the camp, and reapproach it the next day.
We know there's only one way in and out for a large body to move, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The ravine.
Yeah, at this point we have, we saw that was the only way in and out. But we know that we can get to it from a lot of different directions now.
To a right.
Bless you.
He sneezes.
With that idea.
It's not fast enough for my mute button on that one. Sorry.
Going in as a dead body, I like that plan. But getting
I
out.
like that plan a lot less.
Yeah, but getting out is a severe problem.
Well, I mean, once we figure out what's going on in the cave, if there's a need for all of us to get in there, then that's something to consider. But right now, the main concern is finding out what we don't know.
Agreed. Tomorrow? Well, it's still morning. We can move out today.
Very well.
Any objections?
No. I might as well get on it.
On the way out of town, I need to go visit that church. Very
Chantea.
quickly.
The,
Lathander. Shantae is fine, whoever it was.
The one where you had the sanctuary fight in the church?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's a shrine to Chantea. It's on this side of town.
Hunger will go by there and find someone in charge. And make a small donation.
All right. So when you go over to the church, it's doors beaten in and marks of battle, but there is a welcoming figure inside nonetheless, a priest of Chantea who welcomes you. The same priest that aided you in bolstering the people hidden within to take them to safety.
Hunger will greet him at the door. I can't remember his name.
Me either.
I think we're good.
Joe.
He'll just,
Dave.
I think it's Aiden or Aiden. I have that written in my list from one of our early sessions.
I can probably find it. 'Cause it's on Sanctuary.
These notes are pretty scribbled, but it's near the word. Pretty sure. So that may have been properly represented.
Bless you.
Yeah. Eadyan, Falcon Moon. Aiden.
Right, so Hunger will be like, Brother Aiden?
Ah. The warrior returns. Welcome.
Greetings. Do you have much work that needs to be done to your holy place?
Yes. But we will survive.
This will help, and he hands him 200 gold.
Oh, bless you. Bless your heart. Thank you so much. I will send prayers your way.
Much will be needed.
And he kind of embraces your arm in a tight grip, like somewhat loving, but like the loving that comes from like a god, you know what I mean? And then he holds it for a moment and gives one of those quick half smiles with a nod, because you have given him an immeasurable amount of reassurance. And he says, "Thank you. I will make sure this goes to those in need, where it is needed most. Bless your heart."
That, thank you. And he just turns and leaves.
All right.
Ah, yes. Ureva. Also, do you have need of gold?
No, I do not.
Well, all right then. There you go, Colomir. Toss the stack back.
Did we? I don't know who else used potions.
I think only one person used a potion.
Yeah, I still have mine. I don't remember.
I still have one.
Okay.
Hunger has 2.
Did Brother Co use his? I feel like somebody used one, right?
I think he used it to heal me.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, when you got yourself nuked by that veteran.
Yeah, that fucking villain. It might be worth picking up some before we go, because we haven't left yet.
I still have one.
I did pick up Prayer of Healing, so
Ooh.
this last week I was going through the cleric spell list.
I'm gonna take a quick run over to the keep. Go to the army that they have there and drop off that cultist spear that I had picked up. It's pretty much useless. They're gonna have more need of it than I.
All right. As
And
you
then,
walk in the keep, you are regarded by Escobert, who said, "Ah, you're awake. So's the elf. So's the half-elf. He wishes to speak with you."
Whoa, wow, way too far. The who?
The half-elf. The monk.
Oh. You mean the guy standing right next to you?
No. What's his name? Leosin.
The prisoner dude. Alright, yeah, I'll go give him a chit-chat. Alright, go into the, well, this is the blacksmith area, right? Or
The
armory
little,
area?
it's like a little makeshift hospice for him.
Gotcha, okay.
You walk inside to see Leosin lounging on a makeshift cot bed with some bandages and ointments and salves across his body. He seems well rested, though.
As I walk in, I give a little
His eyes open and he turns his head slightly to regard you. "Ah, good morning."
morning, sunshine.
"Ah, sunshine it is. I hear you have accepted another quest so soon."
Yeah, we like to keep ourselves busy.
"I see that."
You know what they say about idle hands.
He laughs a little bit at that and continues, says, "It's a good idea. Not sure where the cult will end up, but we need the information. Alas, it is not I that can gather it. I fear that responsibility falls on you. I do have one thing to ask of you, though.
Go on.
The information that you find out, please don't only bring it to Green Est. I would ask that you make haste to find me in El Turel, for I will be leaving once my wounds are healed. If you can't find me, or if I'm not there, you can always report to the paladin Anthar Froom. He knows much about what's going on with the cult as well. I don't think...
ONTHARFOON.
ONTHARR. F. Yep. FRUME.
Ooh.
Yep.
Fancy.
I fear this information needs to be spread to the responsible ears. Can you promise me that?
I will do my damnedest. But circumstances may prevent us.
And then at this, he kind of reaches out to grab your arm.
Take like a step forward. Give his hand a clasp.
And then his strength seems to be coming back as he's grabbing your hand. There's a purpose behind it. He says, "I need you to promise me you will spread this information to the responsible parties. I don't think this is only in the valley. I think there's some plot behind all of this that is endangering Faerun itself. Please, promise me."
Well, when you say it like that, how could a guy say no?
Ah, thank you. Friend, may I call you friend?
I like the sound of it.
Good. I won't keep you any longer. I need my rest myself. And at this, he kind of closes his eyes.
Well, fare thee well. I hope to see you in the future. And best of luck on your travels.
Yes, El Turel. Don't forget, he says as you are leaving out the door.
I wrote it down. Where's the world? I want to see where it is.
Sword
You want to look for
Coast.
Sword Coast?
Yep.
Yep.
The
It's like,
Sword
yeah,
Coast.
the next town north of Grey Nest. Direct north.
Alright, yeah.
So there's Greenest to Bear Dusk, and then El Turel.
It's an E. Okay,
Yep.
ELT already. Alright. Got it.
It's got a bad future ahead of it.
Yeah, then with that, I will, like, after dropping off the spear, walk off. Back to my compatriots. Oh, I just walked through a wall, but you know what? That's alright. I'm a bard, I do what I want.
Right, we do.
Phase through walls.
It's probably a broken wall.
Ah,
This place was just ransacked.
I know we're already on a quest, but Leosin seems extremely worried that this plot is a little thicker than that stew you made last night, Noct. He would like the word to be spread a little further than just Bergos. If we return, he wants us to meet him in El Turel. If he's not there, or if we can't make it there, then we need to take it to a paladin named Ontharth.
Where's he at?
Also El Turel.
Andar's head perks up when he says El Turel.
Is that city familiar to you?
I've heard great stories of the city of El Turel and the companion that shines above it. Yes, something I've wished to see for many years.
Well, what do you know? 2 birds, 1 quest.
2 birds, 1 arrow, he says, and he kind of grins at Ureva. A completely friendly, non-sexual way, by the way.
Oh, behave.
I'll use 40 arrows if I have to.
Well, let's hope you don't miss that much. Jesus.
I shoot a cold glare at Freddy.
Oh, I only kid. You seem quite capable.
So are we headed for this camp again then?
Yeah? I mean, we're gonna be taking the long way around to get there, unless we want to fight our way through the valley again.
Well, I would say we take the most direct route there to make sure they're not coming this way, but then when we get to a certain point, we circumnavigate around to wherever we
All right. Excellent. This party is making a plan before we take action. I like it.
We won't follow it at all, but that's fine.
Hey, I will take a step in the right direction over a step into more blunders any day. And with that,
Tally-ho!
I pick up my pack and slowly walk out the door. If it will let me. Hello. There we go.
All right, are you guys setting out?
Yep.
All right, I will place you on the big map. The Sword
Big map.
Coast. There we go.
LMNOPQRS. Sword Coast is not on my images and maps for some reason.
The Sword
V.
Coast.
Oh, there's
Yep,
a
it-
there's a T.
Yep, it
No.
doesn't take the small letters out like the or
You-
a.
You did me a bamboozle.
All right. At this point, I am sorry to say, but we will have to end.
Why do you hate us, though?
I don't hate you. I just need to prep.
No, honestly, this is a pretty solid spot to end if there ever was one. So.
Yeah, right before we wander into something
Yep.
horrible. I feel bad because Nock does not know the things John knows about dragons, and I don't want to die because of the things I know that I can't bring up. But you really need to be more cognizant of decisions that you make.
Well, Freddy doesn't know it either, so.
I know. But the people up top here, we know that this might be a death sentence. I feel bad.
I'm not trying to meta game. I promise.
Hey, I'm not telling you what I know. Don't look it up. It'll make it funnier. Unless
Alright.
we never see you again. That would be less funny. Try to die in a funny way.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining once more. I did want to touch on one thing real quick. So, I want to prepare the upcoming part a lot better. So I am going to be taking 1 week off just to make sure that I have things where I want them to. So next week we are not playing on Monday, but we should be playing the very next Monday. All right?
Okay, now I think you hate us too.
See? He hates us.
I don't hate you. I just see the thing is I want to give you guys the best experience possible. And lately I don't really feel up to par with that. Just on my prep, I'm feeling like I'm scrambling on certain things. So I'm just gonna be taking a week to really figure that out. And get the certain elements that I know I'm missing in there. Because ultimately, I don't want to give you guys a poor experience. So.
Quality over quantity,
Yeah.
I think we all can agree. As long as we keep playing relatively frequently, I don't think any of us will get that.
Okay.
Nope, I'm
Thank
all
you.
on board with you, bud.
Thank you for
Right,
that.
you don't know me very well, so you should know, like, I'm giving it 100% just a hard time. No.
I know.
Alright.
Yeah. I like that. You know, I think we definitely have a really good group here. Like we're already joking about stuff and you know, definitely getting into the character roleplay, which is great. I love it.
Yeah, sorry I was so quiet today. My allergies are super bad, so I was like constantly muted so you wouldn't have to hear me snipple and sneeze.
Understandable.
The weather's changing up here, so for a week or two I'm gonna be all fucking sniffles.
Drake Take says it's bullshit. DM prep. All right, guys. So thank you for understanding. Like Jacob said, I really want to give you guys the quality you deserve. I think just 1 week is what I need because through DMing for about a year now, I've learned some things about how to prep a lot better and what's important and what can hold off for a little bit. So I'm definitely going to fill out the next part of this adventure a lot better, hopefully.
Right, sounds good, man.
Oh, I think we can all respect that. You gotta do what you gotta do because you need to have fun too, man.
Yeah. All right, guys. 1 week, I promise you, and we will be right back into it.
All right.
See ya.
Y'all take it easy.
Yep.
You
Bye.
too, take care.
Bye.
All right. There you have it. What was this? Second session in of part 3. They are about to go to the belly of the beast. Think they know? I don't think they know. If you like the session, if you enjoy watching, show me support in any way. Just having people show up chatting in chat is always fun. Great to have you as always, Drake Takes. I appreciate you. Throw me a like, subscribe, follow, whatever you feel like. Follow me on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I got my own Discord. By all means, feel free to check all those out. It was great to have you. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. Until next time.